Manochehr Niknafs is with me at the Centrepointe Theater. Mr. Niknafs, how long have you been at this gallery?
Yes, before explaining that, I would like to greet your audience and thank you very much the the Blog Radio for having this program, and especially you, Leana, to do this interview with me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
I have been doing this type of work about 4 years. Of course, it has been under a sort of process. It has been started from this way of doing, and then when we go upstairs, I will show you the new type, which about 2 years I started with that. This one is about 50% of bark and 50% of the leather. And but when we go upstairs, it is 100% bark, Canadian bark. It's the birch, they call it birch tree. And these are the birch from a dead tree. It's not a live tree, because the live tree, the bark does not show, as you can see, and there are so many problems with that. The live tree, it will shrink and it will destroy your work, or the most of it will destroy the glue that you have been using to fix it on the board. Okay, first I will get the bark from the tree. Actually, when you look at the birch tree, you will see that the outside is like a little white, but inside, especially the one which is broken and has been changed by the climate, by the rain, by the snow, by the other things, it makes some patterns on that, and you are using those patterns. I would like to show a piece of bark which I brought with me. This is the front of the tree that you can see, a dead tree, and this is inside that dead tree. If it is young or if it is alive, you cannot see this pattern. There are not such a thing. Even if you get a log from the fire log and you do it, still you won't get this one. So you have to leave it for the environment to change it somehow, to give the new patterns on that, so you can use those patterns. These two lions, as you can see, they have wings on it, and this is a crown, and this is the eye, which I have used what you call the knot of the tree, which is exactly like an eye, and this is the wings that I have done one by one. I have put together, and this is the tail. As you can see, it is one piece, but different colors. It represents the the lion kings of ancient Persia, which is a mythical lions, which they are existed on the stone walls of Shush, another palace of Cyrus the Great. So I would like to tell you about Cyrus the Great. He was the king of Persia, and on about 2,500, 2,600 years ago. And under him, the Persepolis was built, and all those pictures most of those pictures that you see here is from Persepolis, and some of them are from Shush, the other palace. So it's better we start from, if you don't mind.
Sure.
We start from this section. This is called the Apadana Palace. This is the actual gathering places of all the kings which were under Cyrus the Great. Cyrus the Great, on that time of Cyrus the Great, there was about 11 or 12 big countries which were under that king, and they were called satrapies. And this is the meeting place for the kings of the satrapies who come here and meet with the Cyrus, the king. That's why they call him the king of kings, which call it in Persian Shahanshah. And these are the soldiers, and this is also the same picture that I showed you, the Lion King with the wings. And this is called, for a moment, yes. I just forget for Farbahar. Farbahar, it also represents the lion, the sun god, which it has also wings, and it is very special in the region. And as you can see here, there is a brown line here. This brown line is actually the section of this wall. Here is stairs. This is a set of stairs, and I have showed the stairs here.
Oh, it continues here.
Yes, it continues
beautiful.
here. That is very small size of that.
Yes.
But here is one of the stairs that it shows all the people from different level of the society would come and to meet the king. And this is the royals. This is the high priests. This is the lower priests, and this is the other part of the monarchy people. And
So how did you document this? How did you know? So you went to the photos, you went
Yes,
to the...
yes.
Okay.
Actually, I had read the history. I knew about the history, and then I went to internet and get some pictures. And from the pictures, I tried to put them here. And there is about 98 soldiers here, and as you can see, it is in sort of perspective. Yeah, it is larger. Here is large, but it gets smaller until here, or here also gets smaller. And it takes me about 4 months to do that. It is combination of the bark, as you can see here, and the leather. And here I found some piece of bark which has these patterns on that. So I thought that this it's better to put them together, so it shows a sort of river, coming here all the way, and this looks like a swamp. So I just tried to make it. And if you just focus on this piece of bark, you can see so beautiful patterns. You see so beautiful. Even I don't think the ordinary painters can have this sort of paints that in this sort of drawing that the nature has drawn for us. It's very beautiful. And also here is Farbahar, very small size of Farbahar.
So how did you come up with this type of technique?
Suddenly something comes to your mind. The big works starts with a small idea. Like the Wright brothers, when they were, for example, inventing the airplane, it was just a little bit, they come to mind, one of them, and they started to work on it, and then they make the airplane. And this was also a little bit idea which comes, and I try to make it work.
Your wife here, she told me that she did not know you were an artist, and she realized 4 years ago, isn't it? That's what you told me.
Yes, yes.
So how do you feel now to see that your husband did such a wonderful, wonderful art?
I like it because I like the art, and I give him some idea when he was working. I said, do it this way or do it that way, and then he did it once, and then he didn't like it, he changed it, and he has really patience for these things. I don't think he has patience for something else.
When I am doing this one, as she said, it's a sort of meditation for me.
Yes.
I sit there is no time factor in it at all. There is no time factor, no matter how much time it takes. but I just try to put everything in order with the hoping that I can finish it. Yes, as I showed you that the palace of the palace of the Cyrus the Great, this is in two sections. That palace I have divided it by two sections to show a part of it. As you can see there, the blue area is a pond, a big water pond, and behind it you can see this green area. This green area is actually a part of the wall itself, which I have showed it here. So as if I have brought the camera the other side of the pond and showed the wall. And as you can see, this is the lotus, the flower, the holy flower. And this is also the symbol of the lotus. And this is the Lion King with the crown and the wings and the tail. And these are the Ottoman soldiers, which call it Sarbazan Hakhamaneshi. And this is the colonnade. This is the colonnade when the roof was on the top of that. This is the front of the wall, and the kings used to go to this hall and have a meeting with the Cyrus the Great.
Use a special glue?
Yes, I have used the carpenter glue, which is very strong. Before putting one piece of that, I will glue that. I will put a little bit glue on that, and I rub it with my hand, and then I will put little bit glue on the wood, on the bark that I want to use, and I wait just a few seconds, and then I put it. It goes there, and it never comes out again. So that is why I put them one by one together. And this is the timbers that the roof is standing on them.
Beautiful.
Yes, thank you. And here I want to, yes.
We just left a few pieces with the lion on the other side.
Yes.
Let's finish that one.
Yes.
And I noticed that you like to work on large sizes.
Yes, because on large sizes, you can put more details. Because if it is small sizes, you cannot put all the details that you want to put. So when it is bigger sizes, you can put the smaller details on that too. For example, here is a goat, which they called the legendary wing goat. I want to be sure that it has been printed well. And as you can see, I have used a knot of the tree, of the bark, to show the eye. And this is the eyebrow or something, and this is the jaw. And if you focus on that, you can see the black or brown area around, which is rounded by a yellow area, which is bonded by yellow area also. So it is exactly the ear of a goat, the eyes of a goat, which is this color. And here also is and here is the wings. As you can see, these are wings. They have been put piece by piece together. And don't worry, if I touch them, it won't hurt very much.
wanted to ask you what happens if people touch it.
No, because they are so strong, they won't. And here is the wings, and as you can see, this tail, you can see so many colors in that. It is a natural piece. It's one piece of the bark itself.
And I wanted to ask you, before you process this bark, before you work with it, do you press it or what do you do?
Okay. When I go to bush and I see a broken tree and the bark which can be used, first I cut it and I bring it home. I clean it out of the debris or dust or whatever it is in hot water, and then because I put in hot water because I want to be sure that there is no insect or something other which make disease or something like that. And then I will let it to dry, and I cut it into the pieces.
We have one here. This one we didn't talk about it.
Yes, that is the twin winged lion. The winged lion is a symbol of the Persian, I believe, in that time, the ancient Persian. This small eye, it is actually a knot of tree. This is a knot of the tree. All the wings, with all these beautiful patterns and colors, they are all the bark of the tree. And here, but this one is the leather, but the tail is also the bark of it. That is why I say it is 50% is bark and 50% is the...
This series downstairs.
Yes.
Upstairs we have different.
Yes, we have. And this is the lion, I call it, or they call it.
We have here the twin-winged lion.
Yes, the twin-winged lion. And the eye that you see, that is a knot of the bark of a tree, which is cut from a bark. And the wings, and you see the beautiful patterns, which I have used the same piece of bark to show this one and to show this one. They have actually the same beautiful patterns. I have made them as a wing, and it starts here and come here, all the wings. And this is the shoulder, and this is the tail. Everything is from the bark, and 50% is the leather, and 50% is the bark. And here, the nose you can see, this is also the bark, which I made it as lines around this one to show the mouth and the jaw and the teeth and the tongue of the lion. And this is this is called the hunted lion. This hunted lion, it's hunted because you can see the arrow going through his body, and it doesn't have eye. But when you look, there is eye on that. But this eye is somehow closed, and it shows really a lion which is suffering from the pain, and it has going, escaping somehow, and you can see the suffering that he has. This is the around the neck, but yes, and these are all the natural. These are all these lines. I have not made them. They are all the natural, and the nose also.
What about this? Is it the real leather or?
Yeah, just no. It's not the leather. It's a real one. No, this is it has been made. But because in Persepolis and in the Shush, these things that you can see as leather, they are actually the block of stones, and this has been carved on the stones, not not on the leather.
Yes.
But just to show the stones, I had nothing else but to do with this one.
Beautiful, beautiful. And it takes so much patience.
Yes, and time. As I said, time was not factor in making them. You see, nobody cared that how long we have been doing, how long has been taking this piece of art. But what they see the quality of it, how it looks. Here is also, as I said, the eye. Yes. So we already, I think, explained about it.
Yes.
So we can go, if you don't mind, to the other side.
Sure.
Yes, this is another lion, angry lion in Persepolis itself, not in Shush. And as you can see the eye of the lion, and also around the eye, this what you call this curves around the eye, and this is on the jaw, and the jaw here, and the teeth. And if you could take a closer shot of it to show the real area.
Yeah, I zoomed in as much as I could.
Yes, see, nature can make so many beautiful things. This is the lettuce flower, is a holy flower. It's a holy flower, and in the Persepolis, you can see so many of different lotus flowers. And this is one of the columns, This is the outside of the bark of the tree, and this is the inside. As I said, this is the outside, and this is the inside of the bark tree. And as you can see, there are so in that piece that I have already, it has so many colors. It has about 5 colors at least you can use by just peeling this off.
When do you collect your the birch, the bark? In spring, summer, fall?
It doesn't matter. When I go out and I see a good bark laying there, I will just pick it up. That's all I do.
And bring it home.
It doesn't matter if it is winter or summer. I see a beautiful piece of bark falling there by the wind, I will take it, or a dead tree, I see a dead tree, I cut a piece of that and I bring it with me, yes. And this is the legendary winged horse also. You see, you can see or unicorn, or whatever it is, and you can see the eye. You see, there is a sort of deep inside and something like a bubble outside for the eye. And this is the, what you call the jaw or the mouth of the
horse.
The horse, yeah. And these are the wings, different. It looks like a red-like or cherry-like color. And this is the jaw. And this is the tail. This part of the tail is one part. This nature has made that one. And this is the other part of the tail. I don't know what is this one, if they were carrying something on it or not, or just for the beauty and elegance they put it on that.
Now, how did you create the saddle, these colors? They were like that?
For this one?
No, yes.
Yes, I cut a piece off here, and I put another piece with a different color on that. But when I cut this piece from here, I just put it on the another piece, and I just cut around it, so it exactly matches the.
What about this one here?
This one I used it first on the piece of paper. I cut it, I designed it according to what I saw, and then I put these things and I put it there.
So how do you do your measurements?
The measurements, when I get a nice picture, for example, the picture of this, I will magnify it 300% or 400%. And then I draw it on this one, and then I start. By the measurement, for example, I have the tracing of this area. I know this area must be for the wing. So I just put and I separated things from each other and put it in there.
So it helps that you used to be an engineer.
Yes, I have been engineer, so I am very familiar with the lines. I can put the lines and.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're very familiar with the lines?
Yes. For example, if I am making this one a vertical line, if it is just 1 degree even.
Oh, the lines.
Is it different?
Yes.
I will see this line is not on its proper place, so I change it, And also the horizontal lines, and as you will see in the upstairs, you see the lines are very important on that.
We are actually moving the upstairs
Yes.
right now in your next video.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Manochehr Niknafs, we are now upstairs at the second half of your exhibition, which is different from the one that we saw downstairs. Yes. In what way is different?
Yes. First, these buildings are more recent than those buildings that you saw downstairs. They are about 2,500, 2,600 years old. And these are more recent than maybe 400, 500 until about 30 years ago. So that is different from each other. And secondly, as I explained, they are all made from bark. There is no leather used. Something I have to mention, which is very important, there is no paint or color has been used in those. And these colors that you can see, these are the real color of the bark itself, which because it has been subject to the environment, as I said, rain or snow or bears or insects, and all these patterns that you saw on them and you will see here is because the natural environment which has changed them. Yes, this is the freedom.
It's down here, I think the name.
Yes.
Shahyad
Yes,
Monument.
Shahyad Monument. Yes, we call it Shahyad Monument because on the time of Shah of Iran, the last Shah of Iran, it was built by an engineer, Mr. Amanat, and it is about maybe 45 years or something about that old. And these are all marbles in the actual building. And I have made all these lines that you can see.
So this building is still standing?
Yes, it is still standing, but the name is changed. The name now is Freedom Monument. Yes, and in actual monument area, there is some gardens which full of flowers. They are round. And because I did not have those colors and I prefer not to put those flowers, I just make these circles around it, as you can see, separation of the circles to symbolize that gardens. And this line of the natural, lines of the natural birch, you can see it. I have put them somehow together to show a sort of radius. And it takes a lot of time.
It looks like an aura.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. This is the city.
A lot of detail in this
yes,
one.
And this is the city of Abiane. And when I told you I am familiar with the lines, I mean all this supposed to be all vertical. If there is a little bit this way or this way, it does not show the three-dimensional of the area. And this is the mountains. The mountains, this is outside bark, this is inside bark, this is outside of bark, and it goes until here. You can see here even one mountain is shown from behind another one. And this is another type of bark which represent another rock or mountain. And then here is the city. The city is in slope. That is why you can see all the buildings like this. You here actually don't see the space between the building because it is like a slope. But here, because it's a sort of passage, it shows that here, because it goes up, I have put some stairs. They have put some stairs. And here also some stairs, and these are some better buildings. I mean, more modern buildings than before, than the building that I will show you ahead. And this is a sort of mosque for the Muslims. And this is some buildings. And this is sky. I have shown the sky. These are all natural, piece by piece. I have put them together. And this is the actual, what do you call, the slope of the mountain.
Have you been to this city?
In this one, no. And I will tell you why. The reason that I have made them, because I have not been there. It is about 35 years I am out of my country. 36 years out of my country. From my childhood, 36, I become 36. I was in Iran. From 36 until now, which is 72, I am out of country. And it means that I did not have a chance to go and see these buildings. And now also, from that time, because the problem that I have concerning my religion, I could not go back to my country. So what I
is
did,
your religion?
I am Baha'i. I am a Baha'i, which now is persecuted by the Islamic Republic of Iran. And since I could not go back because I am afraid what will happen to me, so actually I wanted to see these places. And because I could not see these places, I make them. And now I know about this area better than a visitor, because visitor comes and go and see and goes. But I put all those things together. They go in my, in my memory, in my blood, in my body. When I am doing these things, I take them in my spirit when I see this. When I do one by one of this, actually, when I am there, I am there.
You're a true architect.
Thank you very much. And this is, we call it, that was a Quran. This one is in Shiraz, that one was in Abiyane, that was one in Tehran, the capital. This is in Shiraz. And before there was a road here entering the city. And I think they have put a Quran, which is the holy book of Muslims, somewhere there. So it was a sort of amen, somehow of a spiritual protection for the people who used to come to this city. But now they have removed this road, and I think they have put it somewhere else, and they are preserving this area as a tourist, as a historical building that is. And you can see all those things. They are all.
They had very good engineers, very good architects in Iran.
Yes, in Iran. And it's not also very easy to show all those dimensions.
That's true.
When you are doing the perspective work. Yes. And here is the mausoleum of Ferdowsi, one of the 5 or 6 very famous poets of Iran. And this is in Khorasan, and as you can see, this is the stairs which go to the platform, and this is the wall, and then you will see the actual building. These are the stone, the block of stones, and this is another stairs and block of stones and another stairs. Of course, these stairs nobody goes, but it's just for the beauty. And this is the building, and tomb is inside. And as you can see, there are some writings on it. This is some poetry of Ferdowsi. I have put it by the laser printer on the piece of bark itself. So even this piece that you can see, the poetry is written, is a bark of the tree. And
How
this
did
is
you do this writing? This calligraphy, it's very tiny.
Very tiny. As I said, I printed.
Did you use a magnifying glass?
No. I just printed in on my computer, and then I took a very, very tiny piece of bark. I put it on its place, and I reprint it again on the same paper. So it appears on this one, and I cut it, I put it there. And here you can see this, it has been worked, and this is a lion. This is the Persepolis columns, and this is the 2 of lions. And here also, as you can see, there are columns. And anyway, I did my best to make it beautiful and according the actual building, yes.
How long did it take you to do all this exhibition? Years.
This exhibition to
All
get
these
ready
pieces,
about
yes.
4 years. About 4 years. That large
Piece downstairs.
palace of Apadana that I showed you, it took me about 4 months. These 4 months I work about 14, 15 hours every day. Because it was large and my hand did not reach to the other side, then I have to go from that side, and I do that in reverse way. You know, everything you have to do it in reverse way when you cannot do it from that side. So anyway, it took me about 4 months yes, to do that. Yes.
Amazing.
And this is another poet of Iran. Iran, the land of poetry. Actually, I do some poetry too. And this is the mausoleum of Khayyam. In Khayyam was a poet, also a mathematician.
Mathematician?
Yes, he knew about the mathematics, also about the astrology. He knew about that, and he was the one actually who helped to establish a new calendar for Iran, which is very precise calendar. It's being used, still being used. Yes, this city is Mosul. This Mosul also is built on a mountain, and as you can see, the yard of each house is the roof of another house below. For example, this building here, the yard of it is the roof of this building, and they were very small sizes. You told me that you like a larger pieces of artwork because I can show this small part.
That's true.
But if it is very small or smaller than this one, it will become very smaller, so it won't be visible. That is why I used to have anyway, this building in the top of each other until here. This one for the trees, because I did not have the green. I used the somehow, from the far distance, it looks like a tree. Mm-hmm. It looks like a tree, and this area is in the north of Iran, and there are a lot of greens, lot of trees. So here it shows.
So all these little pieces, did you use special tools?
Yes, just precise architectural cutter and scissors, small scissors, but also the ordinary cutters that you use to cut papers or cardboard. But I don't advise anybody use it at home. Just adult people when they are doing this type of work, because it is sharp and it may damage or hurt somebody's.
It must have been hard on your eyes to
Yes, it has been hard on my. I am using my glasses, but still, sometimes my eyes used to itch. But anyway, because I love to make them, I did not care. I did not care too much about it, so I tried to finish it. Yes. It took me about 4 weeks. It took me about 4 weeks.
4 weeks for this one,
Yes,
4 weeks.
And this is
Now we have Canadian
Canadian Parliament. It's my gratitude to
Beautiful.
Canada, my second
This is
homeland.
a tribute to
Yes,
your
that is right.
homeland.
And the best,
Yeah.
as you can see, I used here about more than 2,500, maybe 3,000 or 4. My wife tells me 10,000. I don't know how she has counted them, but anyway, there are, I think, more than 4,000 or 3,000 pieces. As you can see, this window has 3 panels, and each panel has a glass on the top of them, and then the wall. You can see this is 5. It's very precise. I have done everything which has been in the picture that I got.
So they actually match the measurements in the number of windows.
Exactly, the number of windows, how wide it is. I think I have brought my picture about 400%. So everything is the same. But this is the peace tower, as you can see, and this is the clock on the peace tower, and this is the flag of Canada, which is the natural wood. It's not painted red. This is the natural bark of the tree, which I have cut. And
It
I
is
have made the
reddish
clock.
in color.
Yes, reddish, and also you can see the chimneys. Yes. And you can see, I think it is natural library, or what is behind it. Mm-hmm. I showed it with this sort of shadow-like things. And yes, you can see. And this one, They are very important. I put them here.
They are symbols
Yes,
of the
you
country.
know, yes, you know that there is a river here.
Yes.
So these shoes are here. These shoes, I use them as a symbol of freedom in Canada. You see, Canada has so many things beautiful. So many. It's rivers, it's sky, it's moon, it's trees. Everything is beautiful. But the thing which is most beautiful in Canada is the freedom that they have. And I have put in this goods as they're flying away. Freedom in the sky, in the wide sky, the cloudless sky. And I have symbolized the freedom of Canada with these birds that I have put them flying freely.
Beautiful. How long did it take you this one?
In about 2 months.
Yes.
It's about
a
2
lot
months,
of
yes.
work.
Because everything has, according to measurement, as you said, and the color to show. For example, you can see this area, which is exactly like this area. They have made together. I have made this one with the same material. I have used it. I have put it here. So everything is symmetrical and matches together as much as I could make it beautiful. I have done.
Beautiful, yes.
And
What a
you
masterpiece.
And it is one piece of wood now. Yeah.
Yes. Amazing.
And here is the
Peace Tower.
The Peace Tower. This Peace Tower, these columns, you see, this is not just one column round. No, it is some hexagon, I think. And I have used these natural lines of the bark to show the dimensions. We have 1, 2, 3, and here also you can see. And this is in the back of the column. And here also it means that sun is from this way. It has lighted this area, and then with a little shadow it has come here. And all these things. And this is the soldier here. And this is the doors. And the flag is also a natural color of the bark. And these are the windows on the top of that. And this is the clock, which shows 2 o'clock. I don't know how it comes 2 o'clock, but it may be on the time that I was making this, awesome. It was 2 o'clock.
Yes.
So for the remembrance of that, I put 2 o'clock here.
Beautiful. Here we are at the Baha'i Shrine.
Yes,
Which
this is the Baha'i Shrine in
Where?
Haifa, Israel.
In Israel.
Yes, in
it's
Haifa.
It's the biggest one in the world.
Yes, it is the biggest one in the world, actually, because it is a resting place of Abdul Baha and Bab. Bab was the forerunner of Baha'u'llah, like John the Baptist was the forerunner of Jesus Christ. Bab was also the forerunner of Baha'u'llah, and he was executed in Iran. A few years after he claimed to be the forerunner of a manifestation of God. So they executed him, and his body was for so many years hidden because they did not want to disturb the Babis. His followers did not want the others to destroy the body, the bones, the thing. So they hid it somewhere. And then after Abdul Baha was exiled, Abdul Baha and Baha'u'llah were exiled to Akka on that time. Abdul Baha sent some people to bring those remains of the body, and he put them in this area. And then one of the engineers, Canadian engineers, which was Mr. Maxwell, he made this design, and this was made in Haifa in Israel. And in the actual plan, these 2 panels were there, but when they built it, they ignored these 2 panels, and the area is on this one, and it is sort of square. It's very beautiful. And I have put these trees. This is the cedar trees, which it's full of So this is stairs, and this is the gardens, small gardens for the flowers.
I saw the photos, and
Yes.
they have beautiful gardens around
Yes,
the...
but photo is quite different because this is architectural plan. It has shown a flat area with very simple things. But if you see the garden, it is so beautiful, and other buildings also is made.
Have you been to
Yes,
Israel?
I have been twice, fortunately,
beautiful.
to see that place. Yeah. Yes. This is called Bridge of Verisk. Verisk is a city in the north of Iran, and there is a road going to the north of Iran, which is full of trees, and it's sea, ocean also is there. I mean, the Persian Gulf. The Persian Gulf in the other side. I have some time.
Is it a mountain
I forget.
area?
Yes, this is a mountainous area, and they built this bridge on the time of Reza Shah the Great, the king of Iran, and it was so dangerous and it was so deep that they have make a scaffolding on this one, and a scaffolding on this one, and then they build it, and the train will pass through it. And the sea that I forgot was Caspian Sea. Caspian Sea. This road ends to area of that Caspian Sea.
Beautiful.
And you can see the different color of outer and inner side of the bark. I have made these colors to show it as a mountain, and the mountain.
Beautiful contrasts.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Lots of detail in this one.
Yes, and this is called Argi Bam, the citadel of Bam. It is about 2,500 or 2,600 years old, and it has made only with the mud bricks, not even fired.
Yeah, just the mud bricks.
Yes, I think it is the oldest in the world, if I am correct, in the building, and. It is a sort, as you can see, this is the area for the citizen. Is that this is the city, and this is the what you call the place that the government would live, and it is very secure. And these are the walls, and this is the big towers. To see outside, if there is a war or something, everybody will go inside and be protected. And it was destroyed a few years ago because the earthquake that happened in BAM, it was destroyed, and this part is destroyed. Only a little bit is left, and actually this part was destroyed before, but I rebuilt it. In my trunk. Yes.
Amazing.
And the mostly I like this section. That really it shows the building, the piece of the wall, and going there up, and here also the walls. These are the walls of the castle, and this is the dome. Maybe this is a house or something. In this all the castle. This is the correlation of the castle, and these are all windows. They used to watch outside, and if the enemy comes, they could have supervision on those. They could see the.
What an amazing city.
Yes. This is the tomb of Sadi, another poet of Iran, which is very famous, and. You can see even the color of the bricks that is there.
Have you been to his tomb?
No, actually, I have not been.
So
I have not been here.
Yes.
But actually, in my what do you call meditation, when I was making them, I was in every of them.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
You actually have been in them.
Yes. Piece by piece, I have watched piece by
yes.
piece. And this is the walls you can see. This is the cedar trees. and these are some other trees, and this is a pound of water, and this is some benches or table. And anyway, and this is
What a peaceful place.
very peaceful, very peaceful.
People go here a lot to this tomb in Iran.
Yes, because see, Sadi, Hafiz, Ferdowsi, and Rumi. Yes, we have 5 and 6 or 6 very famous poets. That they are not only popular in a country, in the Persian countries, also Persian language countries, but also in other part of the world, they are very famous.
Amazing. Does this continue somewhere
Yes,
else?
sure.
So this one is, the name is, I have the name here, Mosque of Aga Bozorg in Kashan.
Okay. But yeah, this is the mosque of Aga Bozorg that is in Kashan. It is a magnificent, very magnificent mosque, and you can see, if you focus on this, even you can see the stones or the tiles that they have put this. This is, we call that minaret. And this minaret, they would go here, people, and they announce the time for the prayers. And this is all the building, all the rooms and the areas. And this is the yard of the mosque itself, and this is the pound, and these are gardens. And this is the floor for the second, that is for the second floor. And as you can see, all these small pieces have been put together to show how the bricks stand, the windows, the doors, the windows, and everything which was beautiful was here. So it is very, very similar to the original picture of.
You know, after people come and see this exhibition, they're gonna run to Iran to visit your country.
Of course, I hope so, because it has so many beautiful things.
Yes.
What you can see here is less than 1% of the beauties of Iran. In every city you go, there are all historical buildings, magnificent places to see, beautiful places, beautiful people. I hope that you also have the chance to go to Iran, and also I have the chance to go to Iran.
Yes.
And visit my relatives.
Oh, I would love to go.
Yes.
Sure.
This is called the citadel of Krim Khan, the king of a part of Iran on its own time. And you can see here,
Yes.
it's all this design is on the, we call it in Persian as the Burj. It's sort of castle, you know. In that time, people, to be safe from the enemies, they would build a castle around them and live in the castle. And this is the walls, and you can see all the stones or beautiful designs. You can see here, if you could focus on this one,
Yes.
it's so beautiful, different patterns. Of course, the original one is more beautiful than that, but I have tried to have the originality of the building to be shown. This is the Hafiz, the most famous mystic poet of Iran. Everybody in Iran knows him. In every house that you go, you will see his book. They are reading his books, and they enjoy its poetry. Even in foreign lands, like the poets like Goethe has translated his poetry somehow, and people know about it very much in abroad too.
Now your poetry, is it inspired by which poet?
Actually, by him.
By him.
By him. I started my poetry when I was 17, 18 years old, But little by little, I saw that my poetry is somehow, because the vocabulary of he was using, I am using also somehow in my poetry. It comes automatically in my mind. So my poetry is mostly what you call influenced by his poetry somehow.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
We'll talk more about your poetry in the radio interview.
Yes, but I cannot read some of them for you because
That's fine. We talk about it.
because you don't. Yeah. Anyway, this is called the Khaju Bridge that is in Isfahan. It's there is a large, a very beautiful and full of water river called Zayand Rud, which this Zayand Rud cuts through Isfahan, the city, and it is used for the agriculture and for everything. And then it has 2-3 bridges on it, and this is one of the bridges which called Pol Khaju, and it has Sivosapol also 3 areas, and this is a sort of bridge. The people pass through here and here, and the water pass through this opening. Mm-hmm. Yes, I have hard time to make this one because I was trying to show the waves of the water, and after so many times changing, I reached to this conclusion that it is good.
It is better like that. It's beautiful.
Yes, that is called the Dome of Jabaliyeh, which has been all the time. It has been the it has been the what do you call the place that the Zoroastrians used to worship on that.
Zoroastrians.
Yes, the Zoroastrians. Yes.
This is where they go.
Yes, they were in area, and they put fire on that, which is called the everlasting fire, and it is still remains. It has not been destroyed or no. It's so beautiful. Still, it's there, existed.
How nice of you to show each faith from your country in this exhibition.
Yes.
The
yes.
Muslims, the
even for the
Baha'is.
Christianity, I have started because I had to have my exhibition on a certain time. I could not finish it, but I am trying to finish the St. Elias Church. Maybe some time that I have another exhibition, you will see that.
The Zoroastrians is
Yes,
the old.
yes.
They
This
are
is
the
for
oldest
Zoroastrians.
ones.
That's for the Muslims,
Mm-hmm.
and that is for the Baha'is,
Beautiful.
and this is for ours.
Beautiful. And we have a few more here.
Yeah, I will try to. Oh, this is the tomb of Cyrus the Great. He was the one for first time to declare the human right, and his tablets of the human right is in the United Nations, and he was the one after he got the kingship from his father Cambodia. He was the one who conquered Babylon on that time, and then he appointed the king back to his situation, and then he freed the slaves, the Jews which were slave there, and he brought some of them to Persia, and then in his time and the time of his son, twice they paid the high-ranking Jew to go and rebuild the Jerusalem. He wrote to the satrapy, as I said, the king of kings, if you remember. The kings were under him.
Yes.
So he wrote to the kings that provide those Jews with everything that they need to rebuild Jerusalem. Even for their food, he took care for their food, for the timber, for the stones, for the workers. He paid them to build that one twice, him and his successor.
Beautiful.
Yes. And it is written on the Ezra, the book of Ezra, about this in the Old Testament. Yes, this one was another palace of Cyrus, which now is situated in Iraq. When Arabs conquered Iran in 1400 years ago, they tried to destroy this one because it was a sort of cultural thing. They wanted to impose their own culture on Persian culture on that time, and then they did not have enough fund to finish it, enough money to pay for the to destroy it all. So they left it, and that is what is left from that. It's called Taghi Kasra or the Ivane Madain. Ivane Madain means the hall of the cities.
The whole of the cities.
Yes.
And this is the last piece
Yes,
in your
this is the last.
exhibition.
Yes. As I said, if you remember, I said the Bab was the forerunner of
Yes.
Baha'u'llah.
Yes.
He was in Shiraz, and this was his house. And he proclaimed his mission in one of these rooms, And when, unfortunately, when the government of Iran was changed, the Islamic government started in its own earliest years, they ordered to destroy this building. So this building now, the place of this building is asphalted, or I don't know what they have built on that. And anyway, it doesn't exist anymore.
How did you know? How did you find the structure? Or you
Yes,
found
the
photos?
structure actually, I took internet, I took about 4, 5, at least 4 pictures to combine them together, and have this view of the thing. And for sure there is a tree, for sure there is this is the pound, the rooms, everything is there. But I took it from so many,
You put it
so many
together.
different,
Yes.
and I finished the architectural design of it.
Beautiful. You have done so much work. Not just you're not just doing art. You're restoring history.
Yes, that is what I owe to my country and my countrymen, and even the people of the world.
Exactly.
Because,
even to us, because we need to know.
yes.
Thank you so much, Mr.
You
Niknafs.
are very welcome.
We are now
I
going
hope
to-
you didn't mind my problem with my linguistic problems.
Oh, I have
I'm
the
not
same
very-
problem. Don't worry about it, Mr. Niknafs. We're going to my location and go on air with your radio interview.
Sure,
in
I
a
will be
few minutes.
pleased
Thank you.
to be with you. Thank you.
Hello everyone, it is Liana Voya in Ottawa with Manochehr Niknafs. Manochehr Niknafs is an artist and a poet. He is a former civil engineer and he was a poet for his entire life.
Yes, since I was 16 and 17, I used to compose some poetry which my father, who was also a poet, would like my poetry, and he was enjoying it very much. Still, I am feeling that emotional thing, and I do poetry. I have already printed one book which is finished and about in 2000, year 2000, and another book is ready to be printed. I hope I can print it during this year.
And your poetry is primarily in Farsi.
Yes, it's in Farsi, and it is based on Persian culture and history and everything concerning that. And if it is translated in English or another language, it is a little bit difficult to understand.
You came to Canada in 1982 or 83?
In 1983, yes.
83.
Yes.
You left your country because of the religious persecution.
Yeah, I left in 1976 because it was very hard to live in there. I left 76 for Philippines because on that time I could easily come out of country. And the reason that I could stay in Philippines was study. So I used that reason for going out of country, and I stayed 4 years in Philippines. I stayed in Manila and Cebu, and I got my engineering degree. And shall I elaborate it, or just that is enough?
No, this is just a brief
Yes.
journey.
Yes.
We are looking at the journey.
Yes.
Here in Canada, did you have time to write poetry or not that much at the beginning?
Actually, I can tell you that when I left Iran, all my poetry, what I have composed during that time, was left in Iran, and I don't know what happened to that. It was lost somehow because my relative or another people they took care of those belongings that I have, so I lost them. I don't know where they are. But since I came out from country, I used to write a poetry and put it here and there in the back of envelope on the piece of paper, and here my dear wife used to take care of those and collected them. And in year of 2000 she told me that if you can print your poetry, because you are getting old, and if you die I am not the one to print it. So
That's what you said, you're getting old? Your wife is here.
yes, so she persuaded me to print a book. I print a book in Canada with a Canadian printing firm. Unfortunately, some my Iranian friend who understood my poetry, they bought it. And
You know, Mr. Niknafs, today when I met you at the gallery, I spoke with your wife for a few minutes, and she said to me, I did not know that my husband was an artist. I thought he was a poet. That's what I knew. That's how I knew him. So you have discovered this hidden talent. How many years ago?
I don't know where and when it was, but it suddenly came. I saw that. Suddenly I feel that ability on myself. You know, when you are running of something, you just think of run. You don't think of your relatives. You don't look of what. You don't think of what did you eat last night. You are just concentrating on running and saving yourself. When during this time, this 36 years of my life outside of country, I had so many things to do. I have my child, I have the responsibility of family. So all I had in my ability, I was using to take care of those. And when I got retired, when I was 65 and I retired, I got a time to think about myself, to see myself. So I finished my book. I started to think more freely about things. So that is why I not suddenly, but under a sort of process, I started to have that art to be done.
Your art is so detailed. You have so much patience, as your wife said.
Yes.
He has so much patience with some things and not that much. Is it true?
Yes, yes.
Yes. You see, because when you are doing with art, it's not just making, putting some woods and making a bed or a cabinet or something, few nails and making a cabinet. It's not easy like that. Especially when you have enough time, you want, the time actually is not a factor for you. The only thing is a factor, the quality is factor for you. I had all the time in the world when I was doing that. Actually, it was a sort of meditation for me to do those work. And I had a lot of time, and I never thought of the time when I was doing this thing. The only thing I was thinking of, to make it beautiful, to make it as it is, detailed. That's why patiently, I started to glue these pieces together and put them on the board.
And your art, as we said in our last minute of our last video, we said that you're not doing only art, which is great, the art is beautiful, but you're restoring history. You're restoring the buildings
Yes,
that are destroyed, you are bringing them back
Yes.
to life.
Yes, that is true. And as I showed you, the house of the Bab, the forerunner of Baha'u'llah, the founder of Baha'i faith, it was destroyed. And it won't be rebuilt again the same way. But because still, fortunately, we had some pictures, we have some photos of it, at least we could make the architectural design of it and make it somehow that it appears from the dust of the history.
Amazing. Now let's see how you progressed, because you started with bark and leather and then you progressed to only bark.
Yes, that's right.
You created a technique called Bark-Inlay-Technique. Let's talk about Bark-Inlay-Technique.
Yes, I started as with the leather and barks, and about my first work is about 30% bark and 70% leather. And I use the colors, the natural colors of the leather and the natural color of the bark. I never paint anything. So little by little, I was feeling that this bark gives me more choice, more what do you call, opening. My mind on this bark can give me a new ideas that I can make with that bark. So little by little, in the second stage of my work, it's about 50% bark and 50% is the leather. As you saw that lions,
Yes.
the whole lion was bark, but the horse that you saw, it was bark, but still it had some pieces of the leather.
That's true.
So little by little, and in the third stage of my work, that is all bark, because those are mostly buildings, and the barks are very good to show the building. Even the patterns of the bark is very beautiful to show the stones, the columns, the doors, the openings, everything. It's much better to use bark. That is why I use bark.
The title of this exhibition that you
Yes.
have is called The Past Glory of Persia.
Yes, that is right. Because the first stage of my work was concentrated on Persepolis. Persepolis is the palace of our ancient king Cyrus the Great. Cyrus the Great was the one that under him was about 12 countries, which they were called. What was that? I forgot again. I'm sorry, I am just using my satrapies. They were called satrapies, of course. And the first thing I made the palace of Cyrus the Great, showing the how that satrapies used to gather them and talk and think about the governing of the country and the people. Mm-hmm. Yes, I started with that, and all those lions and the horse and and others that you saw, they are from the past of Persia. They are carved on the stones of the Persepolis and Shush, the second palace of Cyrus the Great.
And you recreated the walls, even the way the people were ranked.
Yes.
In
Yes.
that time.
Yes, that was exactly what is carved on the stones. That is what carved on the stone of the palace. But of course, for each soldier, I had about 8 or 9 pieces to make those soldiers appear, plus the arrow and the bow and the spear that they had. They were made from the wood. But the rest of them, even the face of them, was made by wood, bark, and the rest was the leather. Yes.
You have prepared this exhibition for about 4 years.
Yes.
But I think, somehow I feel that you have started earlier.
Actually, I cannot go further than 4 years.
So it's 4
Until
years.
in 4 years, I started to make those, and because the persuasion that I had from my friend and family, I tried to have it more. But for this exhibition in Centrepointe, I applied about, I think,
A year ago.
about 3-4 months before a year ago, about 15 or 16 months before. So they gave me a chance for the January of 2013, and I was thinking, shall I be alive until that time? I was thinking to myself, shall I be alive until that time? But anyway, I also continue my work.
So what do you think of the fact that you are alive?
Yes, I am very glad to be alive and see you and talk and be seen by your watchers.
The
and
viewers,
it is,
the entire world is going to
yes,
see you.
I hope so. I hope so. Anyway, I'm so glad.
They will. Mr. Niknafs, how do you feel you had such a long journey? Looking back, to all this journey where you did so much as an engineer, poet, artist, you were a father and a husband for many, many years. How many years?
More than 45 years.
More than 4. So looking back, how do you feel today?
Because it's very fast speed. You don't know how fast is life going, so it's better to enjoy the moments that we have. I was 36 years in Iran. I was working with a bank. And then in 1976, we decided to come out of country. As I told, we went to Philippines. For 4 years, we were in Philippines. And then we wanted to go back with my wife, with my child to Iran, in spite of all the dangers. But we were told that it is more dangerous, you better not to come. So we applied to go to Nigeria and work there in Nigeria. Because that place, we knew that we can make a living, we can find a job. So I stayed about 3 years in Nigeria. But I could not continue my work there because the Iranian government did not extend my passport. So it means that they denied my citizenship of Iran. So we came to Spain as a refugee. We went there for 1 year in Spain, and then we applied. During this time, we applied to come to Canada. Fortunately, we were accepted by Canadian government. And in 1983, we came to Canada. So 36 years I was out of country, and 36 I was in a country. From my childhood to my youth, I was in Iran. From my youth to my death, I will be in Canada.
You have been a Baha'i your entire life.
Yes.
How did this faith help you to cope and to, overcome?
Just to toleration. You see, I have seen so many good things in Canada, but there is one thing that I am glad you did not hear or see. And it is something that someone tells me bad Baha'i or cursed me because of my religion. Since I come here, nobody told me no bad Baha'i or cursed me because of my religion. But in Iran, even from my childhood, believe me, when I was going to school with my brother in a city, even the children, even my classmates were following us to get us and beat us. From my childhood, we were somehow under this persecution. But anyway, I'm so glad that it has been passed, and I hope that everyone in my country will be free today.
That's what I hope too. Unfortunately, things are not that
good
right
but
now.
Anyway,
yes.
Just tolerate. We have to be looking for a peaceful future.
If you could live in a certain time in Iran in the past, which one would it be?
Which one will be? I think when I am going out of country. When I think that there are so many good things there, but when I was going out of my country, I feel a sort of relief. That
But I'm
hopefully-
talking about the historical,
Oh.
like if you go back into the history of Iran, and if you could choose a time, back into the history
Yes,
that you could live in, is there a time in history
yes,
that you would like to live?
yes, of course.
Which one?
I cannot go back to the history, but I hope the history will come to me. And that history is the history of post-Persian civilization. When the Declaration of Human Rights by Cyrus the Great was announced, and there is no difference between the religion. There was no prejudice between the religion, and people were free. I hope sometime my country will be the same as that. So there will be a declaration of human rights. Actually, there is. It has been done when Shah was there. It is there now, but it's not acted to. But I hope sometime the human right will be respected in everywhere in the world, especially in my country. So I feel that still I am living on that past era.
Let's stay a little bit again with the exhibition and
Yes.
this beautiful past, the glories of your country. Iran will always remain a most wonderful, remarkable country.
Yes.
Your president cannot change that, It's now when you did this exhibition, what did you have in mind? Just to tell the world, you wanted to tell us how big and how wonderful your country is. We already know that. What else did you want to tell us?
To recreate the history for a while. For a while, when I am going to this exhibition, I feel myself in the history, past history of Iran. And I am sure that my countrymen, also my countrywomen, when they go there, they have the same feeling. They go back to past, the glory that they have had.
You have also done Canadian settings.
Yes.
They are amazing. You have recreated the Parliament Hill with such detail that you actually made sure that all the windows are in there.
Yes. I did not close a window from the House of Parliament, yes. And it was a sort of my being gratefulness or thank to Canada, to this beautiful country, to accepted me as a citizen, me and my family, and help my child to study and help me to work there and have my dignity established, not established, but my dignity still to rose and show itself. Yes.
Yes, and you have also used symbols in those. See, I cannot call them paintings. How should we call them?
Just you call them the Bark-Inlay-Technique.
Bark-Inlay-Technique.
Or tablets.
The tablets. I like
we can
that.
call the tablets. We are in stone also.
So
they
you
make
use.
tablets.
I saw that you use a lot of symbols.
Yes.
For the Canadian tablets, you use the goose, the Canadian goose,
Yes,
the
that's
flag, and the other.
For the Persian, I use the lotus.
The lotus flower.
Flowers. Yes.
And those symbols on the walls.
Yes, that's right. You see,
Yes.
I have, as I said, I have seen so many beautiful things in Canada since I come. Beautiful sky, beautiful moon, beautiful snow when the daddy flock snow is coming, beautiful sparkling, freezing rain. Everything I see, it's beautiful.
Is
The
it
thing-
beautiful because it's also free?
No, that is, I am reaching to that. But the most beautiful thing in Canada, more beautiful than what I have seen, is the freedom that Canada has. The freedom that I feel. And those goods that you saw flying away, actually flying in is not a symbol of freedom, because they are flying in something and there is wall or cage or whatever. But flying out to the sky is the symbol of freedom. I put those Canadian goods flying away from show on the top of the Parliament Hill is the governing what you call the governing entity of this country. This shows the freedom that I feel in Canada, and I show it by symbolizing those.
If I look for you in your art, into those symbols, which one is you? Are you the goose? Are you the lotus flower? Are you the lion? Are you the pond? Which one is you?
I am all of them.
All of
I
them.
have divided my all existence,
The winged horse.
everything in this. The poets, I have shown at least 5 poets. I have shown the House of Parliament, the Peace Tower. I have shown the Cyrus the Great, the tomb of Cyrus the Great. I have shown the cities, the old cities. I have shown you the new cities. This is all of me. I have the feeling of the combination of all those feelings in me. These are my existence.
Your tablets are also very still. It's very quiet.
Yes.
It's peaceful and quiet. If you could bring a sound, what would it be?
Yes, you can. For example, those older, those older building. For example, the citadel of Bam that I explained. It was destroyed by the earthquake. If I remember that, I remember the rings of the caravan of camels passing through the Sahara and going here and there, you know. And if I look at the mausoleum of Hafiz, I can always hear his sound of poetry, which brings hope in the heart of the readers. If I look at the Sadi, the poet, I remember all the good advices that he gave for mankind. He said that بنی آدم اعضای یکدیگرند که در آفرینش یک گوهرند. I will translate it for you. چو عضوی به درد آورد روزگار دگر عضوها را نماند قرار. This poetry, it says that the human being are the part of each other, which are made from one texture, from one material. And if one of them does not work very well, one of them is in suffering, it will suffer the whole body of humanity.
Beautiful. You have told us things that we can spend the next decade thinking of.
Yes.
Mr. Niknafs, what is your next project? This exhibition is coming to an end. Are you taking it somewhere else, or are you working on something else?
I don't know. I don't have any plan for future. I hope the plan will come to me. For example, it was you with your kindness come to me and had for this interview. I don't know what will happen next tomorrow.
Maybe I come back.
Yes, but I have an idea, because as you said, I have the Zoroastrian's temple, I have the Baha'is temple, I have the Muslims mosque. But the thing that I want to make next, I hope that I succeed, it will be the Church of St. Elias, which is magnificent, which is very beautiful, and I hope I can do it. Who knows, maybe someone else brings those and show it to you.
I would love to, and I'm sure the audience would love to see your work. You definitely brought something very new very, they are standing out,
Yes.
you know.
Actually, as I know, maybe I am wrong, it's the first time that someone used this bark of the tree as a mosaic to make a tablet like this. I'm not very sure about that, but I think I am the first one to did it, and I hope anybody who does that remember my artwork also.
Perhaps do a workshop about this. How would that feel?
The workshop is we have to see who is interested, if there is some people interested, and I think they have the ability and the patience and the tolerance of me. Of course I will be helping them, and I will teach them everything I know about it.
That's true. Mr. Niknafs, thank you so much. We are at the end of our interview, and I am very grateful for being with us today, and I hope to see you again in the future.
Thank you so much, and I hope that my linguistic problem does not make any.
I have the same problem. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everyone.